Chris John for wheredoesgodzillapoop.com, and this is Device6 that we're going to take a look at here from Simogo. Before we get going, I feel this video should be full of sort of explanations, apologies, and qualifications. First of all, everything you're about to see is inherently a spoiler. Everything within Device6 is kind of significant to its plot. So if you'd rather not be spoiled, then stop watching now. This is just the first chapter, and we're not even going to go all the way through it. But just bear that in mind. The other thing is, this isn't going to be a game really that's best suited to video, because you really have to have a device in your hand to play this. There's a lot of sort of rotating the phone and this kind of thing that because there's no orientation lock, you're going to first of all have this video in portrait mode, and then you're going to see text sort of spinning off to the side and upside down and such. So I'll do my best to read through it, but also perhaps tilt your head on its side or stand on your head at different intervals. So the idea is, first of all, I just like this first screen because as I scroll it up and down, you just get that nice audio effect of the radio coming in and out, and you have this nice parallax effect of these pictures, and just that sort of graphical and audio design is this game is rich with it, and I just love that. In fact, I love every element of Device6. If you go to wheredoesgodzillapoop.com, you'll see our full written review of it, and it does get the highest marks that we give, a massive 4 poops. Because, I mean, just there's nothing quite like this game. You could call it a text adventure. That would be massively incorrect. That would only apply if you've never played a text adventure before. And it's not even really interactive fiction or choose your own adventure. It is a graphical adventure. It's just that there's text in place of a lot of the graphics. And quite what that means we'll see as we scroll down here. Basically the idea here is to read as much as possible about Anna. Anna's this, as you may see here, this is the extent of the setup. You find yourself awake in this room. It seems like you've been abducted for some reason, and you're slightly miffed, confused, and without any cigarettes. And from here, it's up to you to figure out what's going on and to take in the details of the world around you. Pretty much everything here that you're looking at right now, every little bit of text that seems like it stands out or comes out of place, if you think it might be important, it is important. So it really helps to have notes open in another tab, and just to be flipping between the two is really important. So, you might think here that 2001, that number kind of leaps out, and the fact that it's in the middle of a painted orange might stand out. So you might well write those down, and you'll probably be wise to. So, yeah, this is the first sort of hint that it's doing interesting stuff with the text here. As you go down the stairs, there's like this, the simulation of the lines being out of place. And then as you go, you open the door and go down a long corridor, and now you're in the corridor. And to simulate that, you're on one column down the right side of your screen as you're looking at it, but I've just rotated my phone to be in landscape. So you lightly step into an expensive looking carpet that's stretched out as far as you could see. And as we scroll on, another great example of these, the nice sort of sense of parallax you get as you scroll past these paintings and these pictures. And here is one more hint. You see there might be 2 words there. That's the second word. That's the first. And some kind of number. there as well. So if we carry on down here, and again, this idea that as the text is space that you move through, as like I'm scrolling the page here, you hear footsteps. Maybe I should be narrating this for people without cranks and their necks. She decided against it and announced her presence with a hello, but her words echoed emptily through the corridor. Then we come to the weird nursery. I mean, textually at the moment it kind of feels, you know, in these early stages, and I guess throughout, it's kind of very Alice in Wonderland-ish, and it is kind of surreal in that sense, a little bit Kafkaesque maybe, but it's also kind of, I mean, the graphic design is very sort of 60s cinema and kind of Hitchcockian almost. So here we have a weird door, and basically every chapter, there's 6 chapters in Device6, and all of them kind of come down to the same thing. Like within each chapter there is a door that has to be unlocked in some way, and once you get through the door you finish the chapter here. So here we got some sort of puzzle with left and right buttons. I can touch them, but you know, there's some sequence obviously that has to be completed yet, and we don't know what it is, but that's basically the objective to each one. Every chapter has an exit that's locked and you have to figure out a way to unlock it. So it's kind of like a lot of escape the room kind of games that are on iOS in that sense, similar in a way to The Room in fact, except again, you're interacting with text and finding hints within text and pictures rather than looking at devices. So no recollection of how she arrived there. And this is, as you see here, the first kind of, I guess, suggestion of this meta-narrative going on with different devices. Again, this is a big part of the plot, so I'm not going to spoil any more than what's here, but suffice it to say that the game's called Device6 for a reason, and the game itself is Device6, but there are other devices as well within it, and it's kind of up to you to figure out what those devices are. And there's some sort of, you know, there's a little bit of kind of humor within these developer notes tucked away, kind of sort of dark Portal-ish humor in there. Again, we're sort of heading uphill as the text goes up as well. Just the way there's such incredible design work going into this, and just in every element. That I just adore, and obviously, you know, as you can tell, this is a very, very slow-paced game, and it's a short game as well. The whole thing is about 3 hours with a good amount of thinking time included, but just every bit of it has such a huge amount of love tucked into it that it's impossible not to adore this game, I think. And here we have another weird device. Some numbers to put in there, but we don't know what number yet. And we're in a room with Leonardo da Vinci and Thomas Edison, so there's another something from mental notes. And this is really cool. So this is kind of the first instance of a trick it uses a lot, where paths branch. So you notice the stairway that led down to what she assumed to be the ground floor So I could turn around here and walk down stairs if I want to and find myself in the ground floor lobby, or I could go back up and hit around the corner. So again, there's just fantastic just thought and consideration to these things. I've honestly never played anything like Device6, and I don't really, there hasn't been anything like it before, and it's hard to think of anything that can come after it that would be of its own thing and not just aping it. And I heard voices. I constantly... Oh, now I have to turn around, but you can actually finally read the text here. For a second. We turn around to the dining hall. The room was crowded with people. No one acknowledged her presence. Anna shook her head as though to shake off the dizziness and sharpen her vision. Pardon me, but could you tell me the name of this place? She asked a smiling old lady. The old lady kept on smiling. A mannequin. In fact, they all were. Mannequins having tea. A chill ran down Anna's spine. She backed away from the old lady and sent a dashing doll, dressed up to look like Rudolph Valentino, to the floor along with his cup of tea. He lost a couple of fingers in the fall. Anna spun round and scanned the room for movements. Her instincts told her to run. It seemed a bit silly, but she sensed danger. Anna rushed out to the entrance, leaving the mindless chatter, or a recording thereof, behind. There's another screen there. She pulled the handle. Locked. So... yeah, we've come to that locked door. Obviously, there's something to do with that computer we saw earlier on. And if we head around here...
Good morning. In the room of the Renaissance man, a simple math problem is the key. A framed number. In the room where red meets yellow in a frame. Plus another framed number between hope and lies. Plus the channel I am on.
So little recordings, number stations, they kind of play into things as well. And that is...
Good morning.
What you were just told there was the answer to the chapter. And if we keep on going down here, we find the last clue we need, the security camera. So there's that tape recorder that we just listened to. It's on chapter 56, and I think we saw another number with a picture where red met yellow, and we saw another number between a couple of other words. So I think we've got all the answers we need there, and if we added them together...
The Renaissance man, a simple math problem is the key.
We'd be able to figure things out by putting our answer into here, and that would give us one more clue, which would get us to the end of the chapter. But that's really kind of all I want to spoil at this point. I really, really strongly recommend that you go out and check out Device6 for yourself. It's on iOS, 350 yen in Japan, so $4 or equivalent elsewhere. And yeah, for a full written review, do head out and check out wheredoesgodzillapoop.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.